different topics like Indian knowledge system based pedagogy, academic leadership, environmental consciousness, internationalization of education post NEP 2020, opportunities and challenges, outcome-based education, diversity and student welfare, educational technology, educational IKS, holistic health in Ayush, student diversity and inclusive education, governance and management of higher education as investigated in NAP 2020, higher education in society, leadership, management, and governance, the ethical perspective, interdisciplinary pedagogy, a case for environmental humanities, critical thinking and problem solving, and the last session will be on shaping the future technical education in the era of NEP 2020. So we will be witnessing such great scholars here in this during this program. So I urge you to all the participants to please maintain, please join all the sessions and be very active and please respond to each and every query also. You are free to ask your questions whenever resource person allows you to do that. And one more thing which is very important, as per the government mandate, you have to attend all the sessions. So attendance is mandatory. Please make sure that you should not left any session unattended. And after that, today in this brief inaugural session, we have Professor Syed Aqil Ahmed, the Human Director, Human Resource Development Center, Integral University, with us. I welcome you, sir, and please, I just invited you to please few words to our participants. Sir, your mic is mute.
Thank you, Dr. Zishan, for giving me the opportunity. And first of all, I would like to congratulate UGC, MMTTC, AMU for organizing this 10 days training program on NEP. And organizing 10 days program is not an easy task. This is an online program, and in 10 days, many learned experts will deliver different lectures on different important topics, and arranging them for their desired slot is not an easy task. So my thanks and appreciation to Dr. Faiza Basi ma'am and her entire team for organizing this training program and giving the opportunity to Integral University for organizing in the for the faculty members of the Integral and other faculty members from the other universities also. So thank you so much, HRDC, or the earlier name of the AMU HRDC. Now it is MMTC AMU. And now I can say, as this training program is on NEP, NEP 2020 is a game changer in Indian education system. It has a lot of flexibility. Earlier in our days, if somebody is not able to complete his study after failing in third year or first, second year, then he have to again repeat from first year. But the NEP 2020 has a lot of flexibility. If one has left in any year, then he can join after few years in the same year. No need to repeat anything. So its flexibility is enormous, and any student can take the benefit of the NEP, and he can be a good, I can say, student who can develop his or her skills. It is not mere just getting the theoretical knowledge, but it has a lot of industry academia connection which a student is required. In earlier days, this was not so. We used to study only theory and we were disconnected with the industry. But this NEP had a lot of opportunity for a good connect with the industry as well as the academia. And it is mandatory in various programs that we have to organize internships, and seminars and site visits, so that student can see the real life. And when they go out from the college or university, they should be able to take the responsibility in their shoulder in all respect, not that they can only know the theoretical things. And it also had the multiple entry and exit options. Anybody can leave or come, or one can do UG in 3 years, or he can go UG with the research based on his and her choice. And very important aspect of the NEP is the credit-based system and the ABC, Academic Bank of Credit. In Academic Bank of Credit, as we are presently in the era of our digital banking, from anywhere we can withdraw our cash from any ATM from any city, and similarly we can withdraw or we can use our credit which are uh, obtained from any university, and it can be utilized to any other university of the India. So this is a very good system, and this will boost the diversity of the students. They can study in any part of the India, and they can do the same course in many parts of the India. That is the beauty of the NEP. So I fully appreciate, and I wish that NEP should lead the way for the new education system, and our students or new generation can take the maximum benefit of this NEP, which is the need of the day. And if we have to become the developed nation in as per the target is 2047, then it will have a great role, so that our youth can be skilled and they can develop our nation in earlier days, before 2047. It's my wish. So it is my proud privilege that I can say that Integral University has also implemented the NEP 2020 in all the programs wherever it is applicable, except in medicine courses or some other courses. But in most of the cases, Integral University has implemented NEP. But NLP has so many components. So implementing in totality is a challenge for us, and maybe I think it should be challenge for all the institutions, organizations who are in the phase of implementing the NEP 2020. So my wish or my request to all the institutions who are basically in the phase of implementing NEP 2020, so they should see the soul of the NEP, how we can develop the multidisciplinary culture or interdisciplinary culture, so that the NEP can be implemented in any institution in totality. So and as an Integral University, I can say many of the participants are from Integral University, and they are the witness that we are implementing this in the university with full dedication and cooperation. And the results are also available with us. Our most of the students are having the accounts in Academic Bank of Credit, and our data is available, and they can go to any part of the country for their other you can higher education, or they can utilize their credit in the other institution in India. So with these words, I can say long way to go to implement the NEP 2020, but we have to be determined, and we have to realize its soul, so that it can be a path for developing our nation as a developed nation. So with these words, I would once again would like to thank to UGC, MMTTC, AMU for giving us the opportunity, and to all my colleagues who are attending this training program. I think there are around 150 colleagues are attending this training program. My suggestion or my request to attend all the sessions and take maximum benefit out of it, because this is the need of the day, and ultimately we have to implement in our university, or if attendees are from other universities, then they have to also implement in their institution. So this is a very good program, and lectures are very well designed, and topics are very vastly covered. So utilize attending all the sessions and take benefit out of it. Thank you so much, Mr. Dr. Zishan Khan, and all the members from the AMU, who are have taken a lot of efforts in organizing this program. If Madam has joined, my salam to Faiza Madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for such an enlightening talk, and we will be surely try to learn as much as possible and try to implement NEP 2020 in its true sense and true soul and spirit. Now, I like to introduce the first resource person of this training program, Professor Sajid Jamal. It's my pleasure to introduce Professor Sajid Jamal. He is a distinguished educator and professor in the Department of Education at Aligarh Muslim University, AMU, since 2015. He has more than 24 years of experience. Professor Jamal specializes in science of education, assessment, and teacher training. He has authored 7 books, contributed to more than 11 book chapters, published more than 32 research papers, and presented more than 76 papers at international and national conferences. Professor Jamal has been a resource person in more than 300 teacher training programs and organized more than 50 such training programs and delivered guest lectures on several occasions. His collaborations with leading institutions like NCERT, SCERT, CBSE, UGC, and others reflect his dedication towards education. He has also held significant administrative roles, including controller of examinations at Manu and principal of its CTEs in Asansol and Bhopal. Professor Jamal firmly believes in transformative power of teacher and has worked tirelessly to share his expertise across the country. Please join me in welcoming him as he shares his invaluable insight today. Professor Sajid Saab, most
Thank you.
welcome, and please, this session is open for you.
Sajid Saab, my heartiest welcome to you. I forgot to take your name. I am thankful.
No,
that you
it's
have
okay.
joined
It's
this
okay,
session,
Kil
sir.
bhai. No, it's okay. No issue. No issue, Kil bhai. Thank you. Thank you for
Okay, sir.
welcoming.
Thank you, sir.
So, yeah. Thank you, Dr. Zishan, for such a generous and comprehensive introduction. So, I can see, I think around 80 participants have joined, and definitely belonging to different streams and different subjects, but there is one commonality among all of us, that we all are teachers. So, needless to say, this NEP sensitization workshop has been conducted just to sensitize you about various aspects of NEP. And Indian knowledge system is one such thing which has been much emphasized in National Education Policy 2020. So my today's session is based on Indian methods of pedagogy. And definitely there are so many pedagogies. So I think if you'll go through the literature, you will find that more than 100 methods of pedagogies were used in ancient time. But out of that, I have just selected 9 methodologies, which might be very pertinent and very important even today for you. So first of all, in my presentation, I would like to focus on what is pedagogy. Then I'll be describing how Indian pedagogy differs from Western pedagogy. And then I'll be talking about 9 important pedagogies. So how these pedagogies may be implemented by us today. So this whole discussion will be there around these points. So it is, I think, 2:47 by my watch. So there are, I think, 11 to 12 slides in my presentation. So every slide will be taking 5 minutes. So comfortably by 3:45, 3:46, I will finish. And the remaining time we will utilize in question and answer. There's one humble request from all the participants. Please be active and participative in my lecture. So before I begin, I would like to know from you people, what is pedagogy? Since all of you are teachers, so I'm quite sure you will be able to answer. My question is, what is pedagogy? What do you understand by pedagogy? So I'm waiting for your response.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Professor Dhanam from Hyderabad.
Right.
Sir, pedagogy is the methodology what you use to teach the students. The innovative methodology is what we use. It's what I thought.
Okay. Okay. Professor Teresa, what do you teach, ma'am?
I teach human resource, sir, and general management subjects. Sir.
Where, ma'am?
St. Joseph Degree and PG College, Hyderabad, sir, Telangana.
Okay. Tahir Hussain has raised his hand. Do you want to say something? Tahir Hussain? Okay. Any other participant? My question is, what is pedagogy?
Yes, sir. This is Dr. Mohit. Want to reply for this?
Sure.
Sir, pedagogy basically refers to the strategies or techniques which teachers use to impart a quality education to the students.
Okay. Dr. Mohit, what do you teach?
Sir, I'm from Mechanical Engineering Department, Integral University.
Okay, Dr. Mohit. Thank you. Any
Thank
other
you, sir.
person want to reply? Saima ma'am, have you raised your hand? Saima ma'am, do you want to say anything? Any third opinion about pedagogy? Okay. So let's proceed. Let me share my screen, and then I'm describing what is pedagogy and what are the characteristics of Indian pedagogy. So I'm sharing my screen. Just wait. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Is it it is visible?
It is visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, preserve within traditions, Indian methods of pedagogy. This is my topic. I asked the question, what is pedagogy? I got two opinions about it. Now I'm going to explain. In the barest way, if you see the slide, pedagogy is art and science of teaching. I mean, it's the simplest definition of pedagogy. Basically, it is a teacher's understanding how his or her students learn. So pedagogy does not simply include how to teach, rather how to assess, how to motivate, how to groom, how to interact. So many aspects of teaching is covered under pedagogy. If you talk about various approaches of pedagogy, so there are so many which has been mentioned on the slide. Latest one is the constructivist approach, in which it is focused that students and teachers collectively should construct the knowledge. The dominating role should not be played by the teachers. Rather, we should democratize the process of education, and we should give equal importance to the students as well. Collaborative, integrative, inquiry-based, reflective. There might be so many approaches of pedagogy. Now, the important question is how Indian pedagogy is different from the Western pedagogy. So definitely there are so many differences, but for the sake of clarity in my presentation, I have pointed out 8 points, and all these 8 points you can easily distinguish Indian pedagogy from the Western pedagogy. So I'd like to request any one of you to please read the slide loudly. Any one of you, please read my slide loudly.
Sir, its characteristics of Indian pedagogy, mechanical, not heavily bookish, focus on vidya, not siksha, focus on knowledge and not on information, ensuring holistic development, integrated teaching, emphasizing on the purity of soul, jnana from within,
Jnana from within.
Jnana from within, savidya ya
Vimukta.
vimukti.
Sa vidya ya vimukta.
Ya vimukti. Learning through life.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. So these are the points on which you can easily compare Indian pedagogy with the Western pedagogy. So first point, and I would like to take your opinion on this. You all are teachers, so please tell me whether teaching is a mechanical process or not. What's your opinion?
Sir, it is not a mechanical process, is what I feel.
Okay. Any other opinion? My question is whether teaching is a mechanical process.
No, certainly not, sir. It's an art of delivering and continuously measuring whether the right information is reached to the recipient or not.
Okay. That's it. So definitely teaching is not a mechanical process. Rather, it is an emotional bondage between you and your students. So more and more you rely on external sources, teaching will become mechanical. And more you will motivate your students for learning. You will engage your students. You will ensure their participation in your lecture. It will be an emotional process. So definitely this is the point on which you can distinguish that our Indian pedagogies were not mechanical. They were emotional in nature. Then the second point is very important. Our pedagogies were not heavily bookish. I mean, our focus was on Vidya and not Shiksha. So these are the two terms, Vidya and Shiksha. So again, I would like to take your point, your opinion. Which one is more important? And what is the difference between Vidya and Shiksha? What is more important, Vidya or Shiksha? What's your opinion? My friends, please respond.
Dear participants,
Sir, can you repeat the question, sir? Sorry.
I'm asking what is the difference between Vidya and Shiksha?
Okay. It is what knowledge you have or the student has, if you're talking from the point of view of students, sir. And if it is Shiksha, it means the instruction which is given as a facilitator, as a teacher, is what is Shiksha, sir, is what I know about. That's my knowledge.
Okay. Any other opinion? Any other opinion, my friends? Please respond.
So, Shiksha is knowledge and Vidya.
Okay. See, Shiksha is given. Shiksha is imparted. Whereas Vidya is earned. And if you will say that Vidya is earned, then teacher will not be the only source from where this Vidya may be earned. I mean, there might be so many other sources. So this is the main difference between Indian pedagogy and Western pedagogy. Our focus was not just on imparting the bookish knowledge, rather grooming the personalities, certain kind of holistic development. So third point, if you see knowledge and information, definitely knowledge is much more important than information. So our Indian pedagogy is always focused on knowledge and not simply on imparting the information. Then holistic development. What is holistic development? What do you understand by holistic development? What's your opinion, my friends?
Sir, it's overall development, sir.
Okay. Any other opinion? Oh, I always have got very good response from Integral University. I don't know why people this time are not responding. So my friends, please respond. My question is, what is holistic development?
Sir, holistic development is just like a social, moral, or a spiritual type of development in the student.
Okay. Who are you, sir?
Dr. Kamran Rashid.
Kamran, sir, what do you teach?
I'm in mechanical engineering department, sir.
Okay, Kamran, sir. Thank you. So a complete development and all-round development, for example, as Kamran Sahab said, physical, mental, moral, emotional, social, spiritual, I mean, such type of development is known as holistic development. And Indian pedagogy is always focused on holistic development, not only on one aspect, that is mental development. Then integrated teaching means using so many methods of teaching. That was another characteristic of Indian pedagogy. Emphasis on the purity of soul, jnana from within, that is sa vidya ya vimukte. In this context, there is one famous statement of Vivekananda that knowledge is within you. Just awaken yourself and you will get the knowledge. So knowledge from within. I mean, somehow soul is important. Purity of soul is important. Awakening yourself is important. And learning throughout life. I mean, these are the 8 points on which you can easily distinguish Indian pedagogy from the Western pedagogy. Now, what are the Indian methods of pedagogy? As I mentioned, there are so many, but important of them, I have pointed out 9, and all these have been mentioned on this slide. So I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide. My friends, any one of you, please read the slide.
व्याख्यान
Yeah.
कंठस्थ प्रश्नोत्तर संवाद आगमना निगमना
Yeah.
निध्यसना शास्त्रार्थ
Vividhyasana.
विध्यासना शास्त्रार्थ वाद विवाद चिंतन.
Okay. So these are the 9 methods which were very dominantly used, and I would like to discuss all these one by one, and I will also discuss how these methods even can be utilized today. So first method, Vyakhyana. So what is Vyakhyana and how it was delivered, how it was used? So you can understand through these 6 points which have been mentioned on my slide. So I'd like to request again any one of you to please read these 6 points.
Yes. Hello. Myself, Nilofer. Prepared by the teacher, and it is required in an organized and disciplined classroom. Students were expected to listen to their teachers silently, and they were given a chance to clear their doubts at the end. A very good method of disseminating information and knowledge, and a very economical method in terms of time and cost.
Very good. Nilofer ma'am, what do you teach?
Botany and biotechnology.
Where ma'am? At Integral?
Integral University Biosciences.
Okay, Nilofer ma'am. Thank you. Now, before I proceed, I want to know from you. Vyakhyana, that is lecture. So, in your opinion, what are the beauties of a lecture method? I mean, how you can say that lecture method is a good method of teaching? What's your opinion?
It can be a good method of interacting with the students.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else, my friends?
Basically, it's the explanation of any topic on which we are concentrating.
Okay. Any other opinion? I'm talking about the merits of lecture, Vyakhyana. Kamran sir, Udayveer Singh sir, Teresa ma'am.
Interaction with the student. They can clear their doubts at the end.
Okay. See, it is very economical method. And how it is very economical? Because 100 students, 150 students, even 200 students are sitting at one lecture theater, and there is one resource person or one teacher keep on speaking and keep on imparting information. So many people within a short span of time, like 40 minutes or 45 minutes, may be imparted so much knowledge. So it does not require very much resources. I mean, it is economical in terms of cost and in terms of time and money, of course. But it has a lot of defects, lot of demerits as well. So can you point out some of the demerits of someone's mic is open? Please mute yourself.
Yes, some disturbance is going on.
My question is, point out some defects or demerits of Vyakhyana or the lecture.
There is a defect or demerit that a lot of students, so each and every student has a doubt that cannot be clear in a single class.
Okay, this might be one. Any other demerit?
Of time. Yes.
Okay, any other demerit by any other participant?
एक चीज सर ये है कि अलग अलग स्टूडेंट का समझने का तरीका अलग हो सकता है, देयर लेवल ऑफ परसेप्शन अलग हो सकता है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग का लेवल अलग हो सकता है, so it can be difficult for some students.
Okay. Ma'am, can you ensure that if there are 100 students in your classroom and all of them are looking at you seriously, can you ensure they are listening to you as well, ma'am?
Yes. ये तो मैंने I have experienced this. I am teaching in the class of 80 students. Yes, they are concentrating if the subject and topic is of their interest.
Okay. Any other defect?
Sir, it's a kind of monologue.
Yeah,
It
it's
does
one-way
not,
process.
Yeah, does not encourage the dialogue.
That's it. This is one of the biggest shortcomings of the lecture, and it becomes boring. I mean, very rigid, stereotyped. You can't ensure whether students are listening to you or not. You can't ensure whether they have understood or not. So there are so many shortcomings of the students. So first, let me explain how Vyakhana was delivered in the ancient time. Definitely, it was prepared by the teacher as you do it today. I mean, at that time also. So going through so many books, you just prepare some material, some points and something like that, and then you instruct your students to sit at one place and listen to you carefully. And at the end, I mean, when 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the period is left, what you do, you give them time to clear your doubts. And of course, it's very economical and good method of dissemination information. Now, before I proceed, I mean, we have discussed some of the merits and demerits of the lecture as well. Now, do you think that delivering a good lecture is an easy job? What's your opinion, my friends? My friends? My friends listening to me? Lecture deliver करना आसान काम है? अच्छा lecture deliver करना? What's your opinion?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why?
So it requires lot of preparation, lot of calculations. If it is a numerical paper, then it requires concentration. So it's purely a mental and at the psychological level. It's a very tedious job.
So see, you have to have two types of mastery in order to deliver a good lecture. First, mastery of the content that you are going to deliver. And second thing, you have to have some knowledge of the psychology of your students. You have to have good communication skills. I mean, all those things. Then and only then you will be able to deliver a good lecture. So, Vyakhana, a very popular method of pedagogy in ancient time. Even also today, we use it. So, I would like you to focus on the components of Vyakhana. If you want to deliver a good lecture, first see these components. And I think by focusing on these components, you'll be able to deliver good lecture, even today also. So can you see this slide, my friends? My friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So how
Yes, sir.
many components of Vyakhana have been mentioned on the slide? Can you count?
Sir, five.
Five.
Total
What are
five.
these? What are these? Tell me the name.
Teacher, content, channel, students, distorted material received.
That's it. That's it. Now, if you see the figure in the component number 1, arrows are outside, whereas in the component number 4, arrows are inside. So can you guess what I want to convey through these arrows?
Yes, sir. Teacher is delivering and student is receiving the.
Yeah. And my friends, out of all these 5 components, teacher is most important. You simply don't deliver a lecture of 40 minutes or 45 minutes. You simply don't teach. Rather, you inculcate the values, you groom their personalities, you motivate them to do something good for the society, for the community, for the country. I mean, your personality is very important. So your preparation, your seriousness, your delivery, I mean, all these are very important. Then comes content. So about content, I don't have to say anything because all of you have mastery over your content. So suppose there is some teacher who is teaching, management or, teaching zoology or something like that. So from class 1 to class 12 years, you have studied your content. Then 3 years in graduation, so it becomes 15 years. Then 2 years of post-graduation, again, it becomes 17 years and 3 years of research at least. So 20 years you have studied your content. The only thing is that knowing the content is different and delivering it to the students is different. So having mastery simply does not mean you will deliver also. You have to know how to deliver also. Then comes channel. So what is channel in your opinion? Any guess from you people?
The software which we are using to deliver our lectures.
In order to communicate, you have to use some medium. That medium might be chalk and talk. That medium might be PPTs, that medium might be Google Meet platform. I mean, some channel, some medium you will require to communicate. But nowadays, what I have observed, that people are heavily, particularly the young people, the young assistant professors, almost in every university, they are heavily relying on PPTs. So I have heard people saying, when PPT is on, mind is off. Or I have heard some people that my mind is in my PPT. So if my PPT will not be run, my mind will also not run. So no, such type of heavy dependence on channels should not be there. So channels are there to facilitate you, to help you, not to replace you. For example, suppose I would not have delivered this lecture, and I just had sent these PPTs to Zishan Saab, and Zishan Saab would have shared it with you. Then have you enjoyed my lecture, my friends? What's your opinion?
No, sir.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Even perhaps you would not understand what I want to communicate, what my purpose was to communicate. So channels should not replace a teacher. Channels should be there to help a teacher, to assist a teacher, to facilitate a teacher. Then comes the fourth component: poor students. And why I am using the words poor? Because you as a teacher deliver one lecture, go to your staff room, take a cup of tea, take a glass of water, you chat with your friends, and you become fresh. What about these people? I mean, one teacher will go, second teacher will come, second teacher will go, third teacher will come, third teacher will go, and fourth teacher will come. So continuously they used to listen from 10 to 4 or 8 to 2 or something like that. And since you are attending this workshop, so I'm quite sure you will agree with me that listening is very difficult. My friends, do you agree with me? My friends?
Yes.
My
Yes, sir.
friends?
Listening
Yeah, listening is very difficult.
Yes,
very difficult.
yes, we agree with you.
Yes. Listening is very difficult. So it's my humble request. The moment this workshop will be over, and again you are joining your duties in your universities and colleges, please ensure that you are listenable. That is, you deliver something that might be liked by the students and they are listening. Finally, coming to the fifth component, distorted material received. My friend, there is no person in this world who can ensure that he or she can deliver all the 100% which he or she wanted. I mean, certain kind of distortion takes place. So how to make your lecture effective and how to reduce this distortion? In this context, I have got one PhD thesis from a very reputed university, and the findings of that thesis I am presenting before you people. So can you see this slide, my friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So can you read it? Any one of you, please read it.
Teaching others.
Yes, sir. Lecture
presentations.
5%, reading 10%, AVA 20%, demonstration 30%, discussion 50%, practice by doing 75%, teaching others or presentation 90%.
90%. And title of the slide you read, sir?
Retention after 24 hours.
Okay, my friend. So can you guess what is retention? What is retention? Kamran sir, Trisa ma'am, you please tell me. My question is, what is retention?
Means, sir, means the residual knowledge which is left in the brain.
Very good, very good. So whatever has been taught to you, how much of that you can reproduce or recall after a gap of 24 hours, or after a gap of 1 week or 15 days or 1 month or 1 year. In this particular study, the retention was studied after 24 hours. So what the researcher did, I mean, this study was conducted at senior secondary level. So what the researcher did, there was a class of 50 students. That researcher divided the whole class in 7 different groups. So in 6 groups, there were 7 students, and in the last group, there were 8 students. So he took some topic, some content, and taught himself to all the group. So first group, he taught through lecture. Second group, he didn't teach, rather instructed them to go to the library and go through some books. Third group, the researcher taught the students with the help of audio-visual aids. Fourth group, again, he taught with the help of some demonstration. Fifth group, he initiated some meaningful discussion, and through that he taught the students. Sixth group, he provided some opportunity of practice by doing. And the last group, again, he didn't teach, rather he instructed them to make some PPTs and present it before the peers. And after that, he utilized some advanced statistical method and calculated the retention. And finding is there before you. So it will be very amazing for you that lecture was found to be the most poor method of teaching so far as retention is concerned, because retention was least in the lecture group, only 5%. Even reading was twice as better as lecture because retention was 10%. Similarly, audio visual aids, more retention was reported 20%, demonstration 30%. Similarly, if you'll go lower side of the pyramid, you will find discussion was very effective, retention was 50%, practice by doing again was very effective, 75%, retention was there, and highest retention was reported in the last group, in which the researcher didn't teach, rather instructed the students to make PPTs and present it before their peers. So 90% retention was reported. So though this study was conducted at senior secondary level, but it has a lot of implications for us as higher level also. So what is this study suggests? That definitely at the higher education level in our universities and colleges, we have a huge syllabus, and that is required to be covered in the stipulated time. So we have no option except to use lecture method. But what we can do, we can supplement our lecture with any one of these. I mean, sometimes reading, sometimes if there is any opportunity through audio visual aid, sometimes demonstration, sometimes discussion. So definitely by that way, our lecture will be more interesting, and it will be, distortion will be less and retention will improve. So this study has a lot of implications. So in a nutshell, Vyakhyana, that is a lecture, it was a very popular method of teaching in ancient time. It's a very important part of Indian pedagogy. And even today we use, just we have to have some precautions. And again, Vyakhyana may be a very good method of teaching. Now, I'm coming to the second method of teaching, and that is Kanthastha. So I'm giving you 1 minute, all of you, to please read my slide silently. I'm giving you 1 minute for it. Please read my slide silently. And the moment when you read, you say done.
Dear participants, please mute your mic.
Yeah, done.
Yes, sir. Okay, it is done, my friends. My friends,
Yes,
it is
sir.
done.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay. Now,
Done.
yeah, Kanthastha was the second important pedagogy which was very commonly used, and it has so much relevance even today also. So what is basically Kanthastha? Learning by heart, the act of reading something repeatedly so many times, so that you may memorize it. And particularly in the ancient times, there were so many shlokas and hymns which were required to be memorized by the students, and particularly those hymns and shlokas which were used in the religious ritual. So they were students were instructed to repeat so many times so that they may remember it. Then if you talk about today, I mean, how Kanthastha may be used, even learning some basic rules, for example, some tables of 7, tables of 8, tables of 11, table of 17, or some basic rules of grammar or something like that, Kanthastha may be very important even today also. So in Kanthastha may be useful in those areas of the content which have some basic rules and which are necessarily required to be memorized by the students. If you see teaching has three levels: memory level, understanding level, and reflective level. Memory level is the lowest level in which the involvement of mind is least. And Kanthastha comes in under that category. In Kanthastha, the application of the mind or the involvement of mind is least. Another level is understanding level, I mean a little bit higher than the memory level, and highest level is reflective level. So Kanthastha comes under the first category, that's memory level. Let's come to the third pedagogy, Indian pedagogy, which was very frequently used and which has a lot of relevance even today. That is Prashnottara. So I have just identified 5 points and I have mentioned it on the slide. So I'd like to request any one of you to please read my slide loudly. Any one of you, please read it loudly.
Yes. Lower order questions based on memory, middle order based on understanding, higher order based on reflection. Teacher asks a student to answer a set of questions, and the design question encourages and challenges students to correct their misconceptions and understand the concept by themselves.
Right, right. Now, Prashnottara, simply question answer method. Very old method of teaching. So, see, there are 3 types of questions: lower order questions, which are purely based on memory. For example, who is the father of nation of India? When India got its freedom? How many states and union territories are there in India? Which is the largest district of India in terms of area? Which is the largest state of India in terms of population? I mean, such type of questions which are based on memory, and they don't require, I mean, so much thinking or something like that. So these are known as lower order question. And remember that these lower order questions might be answered by almost everyone in the classroom. Above that, there are middle order questions which are based on understanding. And remember that these type of questions will not be answered by everyone. I mean, everyone will not be able to answer. Only few people will be answered. And higher order question, which are based on intense thinking, reflection, it will be answered by only 1, 2, or 3 people. So as a teacher, even how these people did in ancient time, they started from lower order question, came to middle order question, and ended at higher order question. So we can proceed in the same way also. I mean, question answer method is a very important method, and particularly when I was discussing Vyakhyana, that is lecture, so you people told that sometimes lecture become very monotonous, very boring, very stereotype. So to break the monotony of your lecture, definitely question answer might be a very suitable technique to awaken the students, just to ensure their participation in the classroom. So you can use Prashnottara over there. So simply ask so many questions and give them opportunity to remove their conceptions. I mean, if they have not understood any concept rightly or in a proper way, you'll be able to know by asking questions. And you can remove that also by asking some questions. So this is the beauty of Prashnottara, and it might have a lot of implications even today for us as a teacher. Now, I'm coming to the fourth method, fourth pedagogy, which was very much used in ancient time and which has a lot of relevance even today. That is Samvada. So what is Samvada? Certain kind of dialogue. So I have identified 5 points for Samvada, and I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide.
This is the Samvada technique. First one is dialogue between the teacher and the students. Teacher gives some analogy, gives student opportunity to respond, encourage their self-confidence, and particularly important in practicing foreign language.
Right. So before I proceed, thank you, sir. Before I proceed and I'm talking about Samvada, I'm just asking one question. Do you think that dialogue between teacher and students is important nowadays at this juncture of time, today in this era?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Why?
Because dialogue ensures us to know each other. How suppose I want to teach a student about an apple, and whether if we do dialogue, then we are able to understand whether he is actually thinking about an apple or something else. So we can read each other's mind, and based on that, the means information delivery can be efficiency can be increased.
Okay, okay. So let me present one incident that I have taken from Upanishad. So definitely I haven't seen the original source, but it was mentioned in some book, and I am quoting from that. So there was a dialogue between a teacher and a student. So there was a great teacher, as has been mentioned in Upanishad, and he was sitting under a wild fig tree. जिसे हम गूलर का पेड़ कहते हैं अपनी तरफ नॉर्थ इंडिया में गूलर. तो गूलर के पेड़ के नीचे वो टीचर बैठे हुए थे, and that teacher was engrossed in thinking. So, and so many wild figs were lying on the ground. बहुत सारे गूलर जो जमीन पे गिरे हुए थे. So one of his students came forward, approached the teacher. So by his footsteps, that great teacher recognized who that student is. So at that time, he was engrossed in thinking, his eyes were closed, but by the footsteps, he recognized that this is this particular student. So he asked, by taking his name, "What brings you here? Why you have come to me?" So the student said, "Sir, I want to ask one question." So the teacher said, "Okay, ask." Then the student asked a very difficult question. Question was, how this universe has been created by the creator. So, such type of questions, Atma, Paramatma, rebirth, Punarjanam, what will happen after death, heaven, hell. I mean, such type of questions are always very difficult to answer. So definitely it was a very difficult question, how this universe has been created by the creator. So instead of answering that question, that teacher instructed the student to bring a wild fig. He said, there are so many wild fig lying on the ground. So you just bring one wild fig to me. So that student followed the instruction, brought one wild fig to the teacher. Now the teacher instructed the students to break this wild fig. इस गुलर को तोड़ो बीच में से. So that student broke that wild fig. Now the teacher asked, by breaking the wild fig, what you have got? So definitely अगर आप गूलर को तोड़ेंगे तो आपको क्या मिलेगा? बीच में से उसके बहुत सारे बीज होते हैं. So he said, sir, there are so many seeds. He said, okay, just take one seed and break it again. So the student, threw away the remaining seeds, just kept one seed with him, and as per the instruction of the teacher, he again broke that seed. Now the teacher asked, what you have got? What is there in the seed? The student said, sir, nothing. So the teacher concluded, as with nothing, this wild fig has been created, in the same way, with nothing, this universe has been created by the creator. So see, teacher developed certain kind of analogy, certain kind of similarity between two situations, so that the students may understand. The beauty of this method of teaching samvada or dialogue is students get opportunity to respond. In the normal classroom, some students are shy. They think that if I will be speaking and my answer will be wrong, people will laugh at me, or the teacher will scold me. So they usually prefer not to respond. But in such type of informal environment, when you encourage dialogue, samvada, so people get the opportunity to respond. So samvada is what? A dialogue between the teacher and the students. Teacher gives some analogy, gives opportunity to respond. By that way, their self-confidence is encouraged and dialogue happens between the teacher and the students. If you talk about the utility of samvada nowadays, so if you see the last point on the slide, I have mentioned that samvada is particularly useful in learning the foreign languages. Now, my question is why? Why I am mentioning that samvada is of particular value to practice foreign language? Any guess from you, my friends? My friends? My friends listening to me?
Sir,
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, yeah. My question is, why Samvada is important in practicing foreign languages? See, every foreign language has its, yeah. Please tell.
Because
Please tell.
this is the only mode through which a teacher can understand how much a student has understood the subject or the content.
See, every foreign language has its own grammar. So, in English, in Hindi, we have singular and plural. But if you talk about Latin, if you talk about Persian, if you talk about Arabic, if you talk about Sanskrit, so no, what happens? They have three forms: ek vachan, do vachan, and then bahuvachan. So no, every language has its own grammar, and particularly since foreign languages are not our native languages, are not our mother tongues, so to understand that, I mean, certain kind of dialogue is required. Another thing, that pronunciation is very important, particularly English pronunciation. There is a huge difference between same and shame. So, whole meaning will be changed. Similarly, give in has different meaning, give up has different meaning, give to has different meaning, look after has different meaning, look in has different meaning. These languages are very sensitive. So, in my opinion, Samvada might be a very good pedagogy that might be utilized to learn the foreign languages. Proceeding ahead, my friends, let me talk about the fifth method of pedagogy, which was very frequently used, that is Agmana and Nigmana. So what is Agmana and Nigmana? I have identified 6 points on the slide, and I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide.
Sir, Agamana, example to rule. Nigamana, rule to example. Suitable for teaching grammar, translation, geometry, and logic. Teacher encourages the students to observe the pattern and then respond. Teacher serves as a guide. He or she explains also if required.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. So, Agmana, Nigmana, in English, they say inductive and deductive method of teaching. So, Agmana, that is inductive method, we proceed from example to rule, whereas Nigmana is the reverse of Agmana, that is deductive is the reverse of inductive, in which we proceed from rule to example. So let me explain through this. You know that the sum of all the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. This is a basic rule of geometry. So you go to the classroom, you instruct your students to make different type of triangles, 4 or 5 or like that. Then instruct all of your students to measure the angles of those triangle and then find the sum. Then you ask, in the first triangle, what you have got, what sum you have got, they will say 180 degree. For the second triangle, what you have got, they will again say 180 degree. For the third, fourth, fifth, everywhere they will find 180 degree. So you may conclude that this is a rule of geometry, that the sum of all the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So in this, what you did, you took first example, then second example, then third example, then fourth example, then fifth example. And with the help of example, you have come to rule. So this is known as Agmana. Reverse of it is this: instead of giving the example, you go and you tell the rule first. So you say that, dear students, there is a rule of geometry that the sum of all the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Now let's take various examples to prove it. Then you instruct them to make the triangle and then measure the angle and then find the sum. So they have their own importance. They both are good. In certain situation, Agmana is very good. In certain situation, Nigmana is very good. And particularly if you see the grammar, translation, geometry, and logic, in order to teach these subjects, Agmana and Nigmana may be very relevant even today also. So in this method, in fact, the teacher encourages the students to observe the pattern and then respond. By and large, teacher serves as a guide and explains only if required. I mean, if the students are understanding, if they are getting you, there's no need to explain. But if you think that they are not getting, then and only then you can explain. So Agmana Nigmana, the fifth method of teaching pedagogy, which was very frequently used at that time, and even it has so much relevance today also. Even today, I mean, we can use these Agmana and Nigmana. So there are so many faculties, so many teachers from engineering college. So my friends, you have studied about mathematical induction, my friends? My friends, listening to me? Kamran sir?
Anybody from mathematics?
Yeah. Have you heard about mathematical induction? Okay.
Sir, since I'm not from a mathematics background, but still I heard it somewhere, sir, like the seminar I was attending to.
Okay.
There is a concept as such.
If there is some statement which is true for n is equal to 1, it is true for n is equal to 2, it is true for n is equal to 3, so it is true for any n. I mean, this is how mathematical induction proceeds. So the same example, I mean, one example, second example, third example, then finally coming to you. So Agmana Nigmana, I mean, even might be utilized two ways. Now, let's come to the sixth pedagogy, which was frequently used in ancient time and which has relevance even today also, that is Nididhyasana. So what is Nididhyasana? So 6 points I have identified on the slide, and I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide. My friends, any one of you, please read the slide.
So it is Shravana,
Manana,
Nididhyasana,
yeah,
higher order learning, promoted the students to think, prompted the students to think. Meditation usually used for spiritual development.
That's it. So Shravana, simply listening something. I mean, you are utilizing your ears to listen something. Manana, listening and thinking also. Nididhyasana, certain kind of higher order learning, and particularly it was used for spiritual development in the ancient time. So by making some particular posture, the people used to sit under some banyan tree or in some cave, and they engrossed in thinking and particularly asking some questions related to spirituality. So it was certain kind of meditation, higher order meditation, you can say, higher order learning. So even today, if there is some difficult aspect of your content, I mean, we are suffering from so many problems nowadays, like environmental imbalance, pollution, climate change, conflict in the society. There are so many, infighting and so many things. So what might be the solution of that? How we can get the solution of that? I mean, something like that. So Nididhyasana might be a very suitable way to definitely get the answer to those questions or get the solution of those problems. But definitely, Nididhyasana is a very slow process, and everywhere it might not be utilized. So let's proceed to the next pedagogy, that is Shastrartha. So Shastrartha, certain kind of debate. So how it was conducted, I have identified 5 points on the slide, and I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide. My friend, please read the slide.
Yes, sir. Intellectual debate on philosophical and religious issues. Sufficient time is given to the student to prepare. Makes them confident to present their point of view coherently, systematically, and logically. Develops tolerance among the student to accept others' point of view. It also provides a chance to correct our own point of view.
That's it. Now, before I proceed, since all of you are teachers, so I would like to know from you people, do you think that debate is important?
So debate as a teaching methodology, yes, it is important. We are giving the opportunity for students to think and then also talk about their knowledge levels they can share. So debate can be considered as a method. So.
Okay. Why debate is important? I mean, what's the peculiarity of debate? Why debate should be conducted?
Or we will have depth research, or what we can do on a topic when we use this kind of methodology. So.
Any other opinion?
आप नेसेसरी अरेंजमेंट क्यों मांग रहे हैं भाई? आपके पास एक है तो बंदा दिया हुआ है रात में रोकने के लिए.
किसी का माइक खुला हुआ है, बंद कर लीजिए प्लीज.
ना बताएं.
Someone's mic is open, please note yourself. So any other opinion about the utility of debate?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, debate is important when there are two versions are possible on a particular topic, for and against. So at that point of time, debate is important. Else, if there is a technical topic where there is not option to have two results, then I think debate will not be of great significance.
It is of great importance in biotechnology if you talk about the some ethical aspects.
Okay, okay. Now, see the scenario of today. So much bloodbath is there, so much conflicts are there, so much quarreling and infighting are there, so much violence in the society is there. And one of the basic reason for this that people don't want to understand the others. Am I right? Do you agree with me, my friends?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And the beauty of debate is this, that it not only gives you the opportunity to present your points, rather to listen to others' point of view as well. And not only listen, rather to tolerate as well. So debate has always been important, but the era in which we are living, I think debate is very important. So first, let me explain how Shastrartha was conducted in ancient time, and then I will explain how it may be conducted even today, and what the relevance of Shastrartha is there. I mean, debate is there in this age. So if you see the first point on the slide, I mean, Shastrartha was certain kind of intellectual debate on philosophical, particularly philosophical and religious issues. And it is said that Adi Shankaracharya was a great debater. And his time was, I think, 738, 740 AD. And he proceeded from South India and then came to North India. And in his journey, he defeated so many learned scholars. So at that time, there was a tradition that if you are debating with someone and if you will be defeated in the debate, then you will accept the other's point of view. So by that way, in fact, Adi Shankaracharya, defeated so many people, and by that way forced so many people to accept his point of view. So how it was conducted? Some topic was given in advance so that the students might prepare themselves. I mean, sufficient time, for example, 15 days or 1 week or 1 month was given so that students might prepare in advance. And then debate starts. Then they present their point of view coherently, systematically, and logically, definitely. And the person who listens definitely develops tolerance to accept others' point of view. And the beauty is that if I'm wrong somewhere and the person who is against me and he has some logic and logically giving his points or her points, so definitely I will have the opportunity, will have the chance to correct my own point of view as well. So far as Shastrartha is concerned, I mean, even today you can conduct, at least they will develop certain kind of listening ability, they will develop certain kind of tolerance, they will be able to develop some qualities so that they may tolerate the diversity. So I'm right, it may be, but it doesn't mean if I'm right, then others are wrong. I mean, others might also be right, depending on how they're defending their ideas. So this is the biggest quality which will be developed among the students by utilizing Shastrartha as a method of pedagogy. So in my opinion, Shastrartha even today may be utilized as a pedagogy. Now, let's come to the 8th method of pedagogy, which was utilized much in Indian context, Indian scenario, that is Vada Vivada. So how it was conducted? So I have identified 5 points, and I would like to request any one of you to please read the points.
Yes, sir. It's basically discussion. So students are informed in advance and they are given enough time to prepare. Teacher notes down the key points and students are divided into small groups. Then teacher listens them and ensures that the discussion is not deviating from the point.
Right. That's it. So thank you, ma'am. So, Vada Vivada, certain kind of discussion. Now, what happens in debate or discussion, both? People start with good intention, and they prepare also. But what happens after few minutes? Personal attacks are there, and definitely then infighting starts or quarreling starts. So it will defeat the purpose of Vada Vivada, or it will defeat the purpose of Shastrartha. Purpose is you present your point logically, coherently, systematically, and you listen the others. So Vada Vivada, I mean, modus operandi is almost same as was there in the Shastrartha. Students are informed in advance so that they may have enough time to prepare. Teacher notes down teacher announces the topic in the classroom, then divides them in some small groups, and then the Vada Vivada, that is the discussion, starts. Teacher starts noting down the important points, and teacher is very important in Vada Vivada as well as in Shastrartha. Why? Because it is the teacher who will ensure that the Vada Vivada or the Shastrartha is not deviating from the original point. And whatever the issue we have taken for the Vada Vivada, or whatever the issue we have taken for the Shastrartha, we are not deviating from that. Personal attacks are not there. Wrong words and foul words are not there. Non-parliamentary language is not being used. Such type of things will be ensured only by the teacher. So in my opinion, whether it is Vada Vivada, whether it is Shastrartha, teacher's role becomes very important. Now I'm coming to the last pedagogy, Indian pedagogy, that is Chintana. So what is Chintana? 6 points I have identified on the slide, and I would like to request any one of you to please read the slide loudly. So any one of you, please read it.
Chintana is certain kind of brainstorming. Teacher announces to conduct it in advance. Students get ample time to prepare. Teacher presents some issues, problems before the students. Students give their opinion about that problem. Teacher listens to those opinions and give the final conclusion.
So Chintana, certain kind of brainstorming, and brainstorming is a group activity, is a group method of solving some problems. So you are facing some problem, you are facing some issue, and you are in group, you are taking the opinion of so many people and finally coming to some conclusion. This is how Chintana works. So the beauty of Chintana is that it is certain kind of informal environment. So almost those students who are shy, or those who usually don't participate in the lecture, or they don't respond to your questions, even they have the opportunity to respond the moment the brainstorming session is organized. So modus operandi almost same. As the Vada Vivada or the Shastrartha, that is the topic will be announced in advance, so that students may get ample opportunity to prepare. Then teacher will present those burning issues or challenges which are there, or those important questions whose answers are required before the students, and then students one by one will give their opinion. And the job of the teacher will be to listen the opinion of the students very carefully, very patiently, and finally listening to everyone's conclusion, finally giving listening to everyone's opinion, finally the final conclusion will be delivered by the teacher. Remember, my friend, even brainstorming is very important nowadays. In today's era, we are facing so many difficult challenges and problems, and definitely you don't know that how human mind works, whose mind will work for getting which solution. So certain kind of brainstorming, if we are organizing even today, it might be very helpful in solving so many problems. But as I have discussed in Shastrartha and Vada Vivada, teacher's role is very important. So is the case of Chintana. Here teacher's role is very important, and as a teacher you should ensure that giving good idea is not important, rather giving idea is important. So you should motivate everyone, you should instruct everyone that they should be active and they should give their ideas. So with this, my friends, I think I have finished all the Indian methods of pedagogy. So if you see my lecture, I started with a basic question: what is pedagogy? Then I explained what is pedagogy, what are the various approaches of pedagogy. Then on the 8 points, I try to differentiate Indian pedagogy with Western pedagogy. Then one by one, I focused on 9 important methods of pedagogy. So I started with Vyakhyana, then I came to Kanthastha, then I came to Prashnottara, then I came to Samvada, then I came to Nididhyasana, then definitely Agmana, Nigmana. Then you see Vada, Vivada, and Shastrartha, and finally it is Chip. So these methods were frequently used in ancient time, and they have lot of relevance even today. So that's it. Now I want to finish, put an end to my lecture. It is 3:48 by my watch, but still we have 12 minutes. So if you want to share anything with me, or if you want to ask any question, please ask. So I'm opening the house for the question and answer.
Sir, first of all, I like to means admire you that about your precision. You have said that you will be finishing by 3:47, 48, and it is the exact time.
Okay.
Means participants, Shanawaz sir, Shanawaz sir, आपका mic. Participants, any of you, please. Sir is accepting the questions. If anybody wants to.
Saima ma'am has raised her hand. Saima ma'am, do you want to ask anything? Saima ma'am? नहीं पूछना चाह रही. Any other participant want to ask any question?
Dear participants, if you want to ask, please reply fast. Okay. So I think, sir, people understood quite well, or I really enjoyed this lecture, and the 9 methodologies you mentioned about the ancient teaching methods, but it's very relevant, and most of them we are using in today's in our teaching career. And it's really very important and heartwarming to know that we are using our ancient technologies in this in today's era also. So it will. I really thank you, sir, for such a informative lecture, and we really looking forward to utilize these technologies in our teaching career. Thank you very much. And all the participants, you will have access to these recorded lectures in future also. So if you want to revisit the entire lecture, you can do it as per your convenience. So thank you very much, and for your lecture.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Dear participants, we will be having next session of Professor Abdul Rahim Kadwai, the former director of UGC HRDC AMU. His session will be starting will be held at 4:30. So all of you are requested to within time. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, Zishan sir. So should I exit now?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, participants, for listening to me. And thank you, Zishan sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. So participant, we are taking a 30-minute break, and we will be assembling on time. Okay. He's a very senior person and world-renowned professor of English. So please make sure you will be there. Okay. Thank you. Participant, use second link of Professor Khadwai, which is shared in your WhatsApp group.